Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel, the little button down below, so that you can see all the videos that I upload. So today we are going to talk about, you've probably seen from the title down below, 7 things that I have learned in 2023. So as this year is coming to an end and we are starting a new year, 2024, I'm sure a lot of us have been reflecting back on the year and seeing like things that we have achieved, things that we've learned, things that we are definitely not bringing into 2024, and things that we have to definitely bring into 2024. And I think it's one of those things that we're reflecting, self-reflection, reflecting on our lives. And so these 7 pointers of things that I've learned in 2023, I'd like to share with you guys, because maybe you can relate to them, maybe not. Maybe they might be new to you guys. So yeah, side note, I hope you guys can see me okay with this lighting. I actually bought a lighting set for my YouTube channel. It arrived from Amazon. It arrived, and guys, you'll never guess what happened. The like bulb section was not working, and so I've had to return it. I'm hoping to get a different one, so hopefully in the coming videos the lighting will be a lot better, but we just have to make do with what we have at the moment. So yeah, I digress. 7 things that I've learned in 2023. The first thing is I've learned to be still and observe. I've learned to be still and observe. What does that mean, you ask? Well, there are times in our lives where things happen to us and we just wonder why, and we're very reactive. Somebody does something and you just cannot believe it, and we're very reactive. An opportunity that you were really looking forward to doesn't come through, and you've been like working so hard to get it, doesn't come through, and we're very reactive and we're like, why did this not happen? And we're in our feelings, we start getting in our feelings. And I've just learned this year the power of just being still and observing. If something happens in our lives and we're just really surprised and we're not happy about it, the first thing we want to do is react. But sometimes the best thing is to not react at all. The best thing sometimes is just to be still and watch things happen. I've seen times in my life where something I really wanted, I thought was amazing and best for me, and when I didn't get it, I was really upset. I took weeks to like get over it, and when eventually I got over it, I realized, wow, this was actually not good for me. That is the reason why I didn't get it, because it wasn't going to be good for me. But in hindsight, you don't know. You only realize that in hindsight, and you realize, whoa, like if I actually got what I wanted, I don't think I would have been happy. And I know I wouldn't have been happy because I've gotten something better. Or now I reflect and I'm like, you know what? I'm a better person now than I was then. So if I was around this person, I probably wouldn't be. And so that's the power of being still and observing. Sometimes doors of opportunities will close in order for better ones to open. So something that I've learned that I am definitely taking into 2024 is being still and observing. The second thing I've learned in 2023 is that not everybody is your friend. You're like, whoa, Angelique, like what? Yeah, not everybody is your friend. Not everybody who's like smiling, kicking is your friend. Get with that, because you can be so fooled that someone is your friend and they're not. And it's not a pessimistic way of looking at things. it's a more realistic way of looking at things. You know who's your true friend and you know who's not your friend, and it's so important to know the difference. I think there's a quote that Oprah said one day. She said, some people come for a season, some people come for a lifetime, and you have to know the difference, right? You have to know the friends that are supposed to be there for you no matter what. And they're friends that come in your life, or people that come in your life that are meant to teach you something, right? And it's never a loss, it's always a lesson. They're meant to teach you something in life, and it's our jobs to know who is that friend who's going to teach us something in life, and who's that friend who is going to be there for us. I think time is the biggest teller. They always say time will tell, because that friend who's supposed to be there for you no matter what, they will be there for you no matter what. You'll go through hard times, and they will literally will be those people that they just will be there for you. Like, come rain, hail, stones, they'll be there for you. And it's so beautiful to have friends like that in your life. But it's also important to know people that are not your friend, people who don't necessarily wish the best for you. And because what happens is you have such a high expectation of them, and they can't live to that expectation. Guess what? Because they're not your friends. It's almost your fault for putting them at such a high pedestal and expecting something more from them when they can't give that. They might give it to other people, but they can't give you that. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, but you just basically misjudged or misinterpreted a friendship that was more of an acquaintance, you know? So that is something that I've definitely learned. And I think, you know, like in life we learn lessons, and you don't look at this in a blaming way. I think it's important that as we are reflecting back on 2023, we're not blaming ourselves for certain things that happened. If anything, we are just looking back in a very reflective manner, and we are learning. We're taking the lessons like gold, and we are holding on to them, because, you know, experience is the biggest teacher, they say. Experience is the biggest teacher. So if you are not learning from things that you go through, you're not growing. You have to go through the things in life to grow, and you have to be able to take the little wisdom or lessons in life and take them and carry them on. Does not necessarily mean you become a pessimist. You can be an optimist and also have a good level of understanding of the world and society, and be able to thrive in life. So that was my second thing that I've learned in 2023. The third thing I've learned in 2023 is that forgiving is winning. Say that with me. Forgiving is winning. Forgiveness is a gift. How many of us have wanted to forgive somebody before? And for the longest time have tried to forgive. Read verses in the Bible about forgiveness. Read quotes about forgiveness, and it just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. But the question that you have to pose and ask yourself is, who am I harming by not forgiving? Let's take a moment. Who am I harming by not forgiving? You're literally harming yourself. Nobody else but yourself. I recently watched a sermon by Pastor Whitley Phibbs, and he said, forgiveness is choosing not to remember. Because there's another saying that says, forgive and forget. And I listen, I find that very difficult, because how can you forget? How can you completely forget? You can't completely forget. And I know it's not good to bring up the past, and that leads to the actual lesson from Whitney's sermon, that basically forgiveness is choosing not to remember, because you can never forget. So it's like if you've fallen out with somebody, or someone offended you, or someone hurt you, or someone betrayed you, or anything that may have happened, and you're trying to forgive somebody, you can't tell yourself, I'm gonna forgive and forget, because that's a lie to yourself, right? But when you say to yourself, I'm going to choose to not remember. So every time I start remembering something that someone has done, I'm going to choose not to remember. I'm going to choose not to dwell on that negativity. And I'm going to choose to forgive them, basically, and talk to them like I would anybody else. So that's one of the biggest things that, honestly, it's so liberating, because if we all were able to forgive, there'd be no wars in this world. There'll be no conflict. There'll be nothing. It'll be heaven on earth. And sure, that's what God asked us, forgive us as we forgive those who wrong us. But how do we expect God to forgive us when we haven't forgiven others? Question mark, So that is the third lesson that I learned in 2023. The fourth lesson I've learned in 2023 is that there's always someone looking up to you. No matter whether you're doing good, bad, there's always someone looking up to you. So if you think about it, that means that everything you do, you need to be conscious about it. You need to be conscious of what you're doing. If you are a mother, your kids are looking up to you. They're gonna grow up wanting to be like their mommy. So they're looking up to you. If you are just a teenager, there's other young kids who are looking up to you. So everything you do, you are an example, you're an influence. Your life is like a book. So whether you're doing good or bad, someone is looking up to you. Someone is thinking, oh, I can do that. So for example, I have a good friend of mine who is always encouraging me. She has been a very big inspiration for me in my career. And I always tell her, I look up to you. And I genuinely look up to her because, one, she is very humble. She is the most humble person that I know. She is very ambitious. She's achieved so many things. And yet she is so humble about it. And for me, I find that so amazing. I look up to her because we need somebody to look up to, right? You need an example. It's like when you see somebody and you want to be able to achieve that, if you see somebody who has achieved it, you feel like, wow, like if she can do it and she's put her hard work into it, maybe there's a chance that I could do it. Do you know? It gives you this hope. So, but at the same time, it goes for, if we are doing things that are negative, we are influencing somebody else to do the same. So literally, you are accountable because there's somebody looking up to you. So that was something that I learned. And I think I had a moment and I realized, wow, even as small things like cursing, like if you're cursing a lot around people, they're gonna catch on. They're gonna start cursing. If you are around people that are cursing, you're gonna start cursing and you're gonna wonder, like, what? I don't normally say this. It's the power of influence. So there's always someone looking up to you and emulating what you're doing. And so you just have to like think twice. Every time making a decision, you have to think twice. The sixth thing that I learned in 2023 is that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. And I think what I'd like to add on to that is you can achieve anything if you trust God through it. There are things ambitions that maybe you have, or dreams that maybe you have, and there's a part of you that thinks like, I will never be able to achieve this. And I'm here to tell you today, if you have a dream, whether it's to become, to become a teacher, to become a nurse, to become a doctor, to become anything you want to become in the world, you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Sky is the limit. literally, like if you have consistency and you have determination and you have the willpower and you put God on your side, literally, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. If you can focus on it, like whether you want to save money and you want to be able to purchase something that you've always wanted. If you want to go on holidays somewhere and, I don't know, like travel to a few countries. If you want to, like, I don't know, like lose weight, get fit, be really like fit for 2024. You can literally achieve all of that if you put your mind to it, because the mind is so important. If we focus on something positive or focus on something negative, it's going to be affected in some way. And the same thing, if you focus on something that you really want to do and you take out all the doubts of how, oh, there's no way I can achieve this, this is too hard. If you can stay positive and be like, I can achieve this, I'm going to do my absolute best, I tell you this, you can achieve it. If you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. The seventh thing that I learned in 2023, which I'm going to be applying in 2024, is that no pain, no gain. And we all know that. No pain, no gain. Literally, everything worth having never comes easy. Everything worth having never comes easy. And that's why pain is something we have to go through to achieve the things that we want to achieve. And if there's no pain, there's no gain. All the things that you want to achieve, whether it's being fit and working out, is going to burn in the gym. Whether it's achieving an academic goal, it's going to take hours and hours of studying and researching. Whether it's becoming the best that you can be at your work, it's gonna take a lot of commitments, early mornings, maybe kind of late evenings. Whatever it is, if you want to be able to go on that dream holiday, it's gonna take a lot of sacrifice of things that maybe you wanted to buy but can't buy because you want to be able to achieve this dream holiday that you want to go to. And they are the 7 things that I will definitely be taking into 2024. And I hope that you guys can have time to reflect on the year that you've had. I hope it hasn't been necessarily a difficult year for you. I hope it has been a fairly okay year for you guys, a good year for you guys. I want you to take the good out of it. I want you to take the good out of 2023 and leave all the negativity, leave all the bad things of 2023, leave it with 2023. And as you're approaching into 2024, literally give all your dreams and your desires to God and just give it to Him and be like, God, this is what I really desire and this is what I really want. I've learned lessons from 2023, this is 2024 now, and with your help, I want to be able to achieve these things. And then it's always that prayer of not my will, but your will be done. And so we know that God has the best will for us, right? He says in Jeremiah 29, he says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And I think if we can remember that, He's got plans for us. He's probably got his own list for us for 2024, and it's good plans. He actually says it in His word. Plans of good and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. So I hope this video has been encouraging for you. I hope you are somewhat inspired, or you can relate to some of the things that I will be taking into 2024 with me. And I hope that this coming year, 2024, will be a year of prosperity, happiness, success, and joy. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.